Okay, this is a tutorial on how to use Microsoft OneNote as a tool in your classroom. I think that there's a few important things that you need to know about. That includes the way that you distribute a page, the way that students interact with their notebooks, and the way that you can grade it. So let me start by showing you first. This is the section here where you would keep all your files that every student can access. So they have basically access to this as if they would if you put it on a website or something. So my test correction form is here. They can open it straight from this document and see the document and then save a copy of it for themselves. Okay, so you can use this for many different things. It's very useful. The second, I also use this for just like my intro page, the syllabus. I have a different notebook for each classroom, so what I do is, for each period, so what I do is, so the classroom expectations are blank on the home page, but then like for the second period, for example, we came up with this together and this is what it would look like. There's a blank Cornell Notes format that you can use here for the kids to be able to use. So this gives us a few different options for the way that kids can get documents, which I think is really convenient. Okay, if I wanted to distribute a page such as Cornell Notes format, so I'm going to go to this class notebook add-on, which is an add-on that you download from the internet. I'm going to distribute the page, and then I can pick a location to which to distribute the page. Let's send it to the Honors tab. Okay, so it takes a few minutes, and actually it does take a little while for the student tablets to sync and find the page. It sends it pretty quickly from here, but depending on what's on the page, if it's an attachment or how many people you're sending it to, it can take a while. So this is where you see the students' notebooks up here. You can see that I've got 2 students in this class right now. Normally I would have like 30 and they would run all the way over here and have a drop-down menu. So let's go find that Cornell Notes page we just sent. Sample student, and we sent it to the Honors tab, and here you can see the page that we sent. Okay, and it's got today's date on it. I don't know if it's today's date actually. So we've sent it over, and now the student has this really nicely titled page. What can happen in the student notebooks is if the students are responsible for naming the pages, we can wind up with lots of different names of these pages. And with all these different names of these pages, we wind up with trouble when we go to grade it. I'll show you more about that in a second. So let me go back to my library. Okay, so that's how you distribute a page. Also, in your notebook, there's a content library. You can choose whether to have the content library accessible to all the students or whether you want it to be only available to you, and then you distribute the pages. So here's an example of a blank assignment that I've written. I'm going to have them draw pictures and write summary sentences about these different scientists. And you can see on the bottom I put a PDF with some more background information. So the plan is to give them a lecture on these different theories, talk about them in class, show them some pictures on the PowerPoint slides, and then have them spend some time in class drawing a visual of what this particular scientist's image of the model of the atom looked like. So this is an example of a blank one, and then we're going to go to the student page and we're going to go see the a completed version of this. Okay, so you can see that they've used colors, which is really nice. They can use either a stylus to draw right on their tablet screen, or they can use they can use like insert shapes and that sort of thing into their drawing itself. And then of course they can also type, which is what you see on the right hand side over here. The cool part about this is, I'm looking at this student's notebook, and as I'm looking at it, I can grade it. I write the score up here, and this saves, that 10 out of 10 will be saved indefinitely. We can also look at a second student's. This one's a 9 out of 10 because there's an issue with the actual model that was drawn here. So as you can see, I have access to all the different students' work, and the best part about this is that they can do the work and they don't have to remember to submit it. So a lot of the problems we have with online submissions rather than paper is that the students forget to do it on time, or forget to do it at all. So what's helpful is to have them do it on OneNote, because anything they do simultaneously will be updated on here, if that makes sense. Okay, so this is, and then let me show you another. So let's say we were taking class notes. I would send them a blank atomic theory class notes page, and then we go to their notebook and we can see here's their notes on atomic theory. I also get the benefit of having a timestamp on all of these. So if I were to scroll over those initials that are right there, you would be able to see exactly when the student completed, when they typed that information. This can be a problem if they wait too long to sync their information. Okay, and then finally, the best part about this, the whole reason that this is so useful, is this review student work function. So you can pick from any of the different tabs that they have, and if you go to assignments, okay, this is the page that comes up when you select review student work, and then you say assignments. So as you can see, this collects all of the student assignments together in one place, which is really convenient, and it will allow you to select through and see each student work. Okay, this is what happens when I select sample student and sample student 2. So it'll click back and forth between these two different things. If I had a list of 30 different students, I'd be able to see all of them change. I could click through every one of their assignments. And that's pretty much it for Microsoft OneNote. There's some other features that I don't use very frequently, such as being able to write on the OneNote and have the students receive that writing automatically. I think it could be really useful for a math class, for example, because it's synced really simultaneously. There's a short delay, but it's really pretty quick. I think also the only drawback really is that there's no way to kind of shut off an assignment and say no more submissions are allowed at this point. That is, so I don't put assignments on here that have like really hard deadlines, for example. Or I'll go and grade them, or I'll go and check them at the beginning of class to see if they're ready to go. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Thanks. Bye.